Hey everybody, and welcome back to Sip and Talk. You know how we roll deep topics, not so deep drinks?
Always a good time for that.
You guys keep sending in the good stuff, though.
Absolutely. The buzz around our last chat on isekai anime was
pretty crazy, actually.
A lot of messages. A lot of you are craving a deeper look at this whole heaven, hell, and reincarnation thing.
Yeah, for sure. Seems like a lot of people are really curious about what happens after we, kick the bucket.
The ultimate mystery.
Yeah, and so we've been doing some digging.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Reading up on different religions, philosophies, even those crazy past life regression stories.
Don't forget the mythology.
Oh, the mythology, of course.
Yeah, we dove deep into Greek myths, ancient Hindu scripture.
Yeah, always got to bring the ancient wisdom.
Always.
I probably would have been stuck on Wikipedia still.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so for this deep dive, we're going to tackle what reincarnation actually is.
Sounds good.
Those big concepts of heaven and hell. And then we'll take a trip around the world.
To
see how different religions view the whole rebirth thing.
Love it.
Throw in some extra thought-provoking questions along the way.
Got to keep those brain cells firing.
Part one, let's get right into it. What is reincarnation?
Big question.
Basically, it's the idea that when we die, some part of us, whether you call it soul, mind, consciousness, whatever, that essence, gets reborn into a new life.
A new life, exactly, and not necessarily coming back as you, again, with all your memories and your quirks and all that.
Oh, so you're saying I might not come back as this handsome devil?
Not necessarily. You could be any form of life, human, animal, even, I don't know, a tree.
A tree. Now I'm picturing myself as a giant oak, just chilling in a forest for centuries, soaking up the sun.
Sounds nice.
Actually, it does sound kind of nice.
But imagine the karma you'd have to rack up to get reborn as a tree.
What did that tree do in its past life? Steal someone's shade?
Who knows? You never know.
Oh, man, now I'm getting flashbacks to that time I stole my neighbor's parking spot.
Yeah. Maybe that's why you're always tripping over things. Bad tree karma.
Bad tree karma.
See, now you're getting it. But seriously, though, the concept of karma is super important here.
Okay, break it down for us.
It's the idea that your actions in this life influence what happens in the next one. Think of it like a cosmic cause and effect chain.
So is it like a scorecard? You do good deeds, you get reborn as a majestic eagle, you're a jerk, you come back as a dung beetle.
I think it's more nuanced than that. It's not about racking up points or getting punished.
Okay, so less like a video game, more like real life.
Yeah, more like your actions creating a certain energy that shapes your future, your next life.
Whoa, so like every choice we make sends out these ripples that affect our future selves.
And that's the idea.
That's heavy. But then what about free will if karma is driving the bus? Do we even have a choice in how our next life turns out?
That's where things get really interesting, because if there's no fixed self, as some philosophies suggest, then what exactly is being reborn?
Right.
And if our actions are predetermined by past karma, do we actually have free will?
Okay, now my head is spinning.
It's a lot to think about.
This is already getting deep, and we haven't even touched on heaven and hell yet.
Well, we're getting there, don't worry.
Okay, buckle up, deep divers. We're going deep on this one.
Deep dive time.
Okay, so heaven and hell.
The big ones, right?
It's funny, though, like all those classic images we see.
Oh, yeah.
Fluffy clouds, harps, fire, pitchforks.
Like, has anyone actually seen a harp concert in the clouds?
I know, right? Do those even make sense anymore?
It does make you wonder, though, are these places literal, or are they more like states of being?
Like ultimate happiness versus ultimate suffering.
Right, and then there's the whole eternal thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you end up in hell, are you stuck there forever?
Is there like a timeout? Can you graduate after serving your sentence, or what?
That's a big question. Different religions definitely have different takes on it. Some see heaven and hell as fixed destinations.
Yeah.
Your final reward or punishment, one shot, and that's it.
That makes this life feel a bit high stakes.
Right. But other traditions like Hinduism, they have a much more fluid view of the afterlife.
Okay, how so?
They believe in multiple realms of existence, and your soul can move up or down those realms depending on your karma.
So you're saying there's like a cosmic ladder you can climb?
Exactly. It's not about eternal damnation or being stuck in one place forever.
Oh, okay.
It's about continuous evolution and striving for something called moksha, which is liberation from this whole cycle of birth and death.
Moksha, so like a cosmic get-out-of-jail-free card.
You could say that, and that sounds a lot like the Buddhist idea of escaping samsara, that endless loop of reincarnation.
Exactly.
It's all connected.
Wow, so many different ways of looking at it.
And you know what's interesting? Even in ancient cultures that didn't have a specific reincarnation system, you see these ideas popping up.
Like what? Give me an example.
Well, take the Greek myth of Orpheus descending into the underworld to bring back his beloved Eurydice. It's not exactly reincarnation, but it speaks to this human fascination with traveling to the afterlife and maybe even coming back.
Oh, yeah. That's a great story. It's like, no matter what culture you look at, humans have always been trying to make sense of what happens after we die.
It's a universal theme.
So we're all just trying to figure it out.
Exactly. And for a lot of people, reincarnation offers a pretty compelling answer.
I can see that it gives hope for a future beyond this one life.
Exactly. But of course, not every religion buys into the whole reincarnation thing. Christianity, for example, generally focuses on heaven and hell as final destinations, with this one life determining your eternal fate.
Right, that's a big difference. It's like in one system, you've got multiple chances to learn and evolve, and in the other, it's all about making the right choices in this one life.
It really makes you think about what it means to live a good life and what awaits us on the other side.
Man, that is deep. Okay, I think I need another sip of my drink to process all this.
Me too. This conversation is making me thirsty for knowledge.
Okay, so we've talked about heaven and hell.
We've gone deep.
We've explored different religious perspectives.
And we've only just scratched the surface.
There's so much more to uncover.
But for now, let's take a break and come back for part 3, where we'll dive into reincarnation ideas from around the world.
From ancient Hinduism to modern Japanese anime.
It's going to be a wild ride.
Buckle up, deep divers. I just want to give another shout out to Micky from Mickytolife. His channel is a treasure trove of inspiration, and he's a huge Sip&Talk fan.
Absolutely. Make sure to check him out and maybe even share your awesome podcast intro with him once you've created it.
All right, deep divers, we're back for the final leg of our afterlife adventure passports ready, because we're about to take a whirlwind tour of reincarnation ideas from around the world.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a wild ride through ancient traditions and modern pop culture.
All right, I am so ready. So where are we headed first on this global reincarnation tour?
Well, we already dipped our toes into Hinduism.
Right.
But trust me, there's so much more to explore. Remember those 6 realms of existence we mentioned?
Yeah, gods, demons, humans, animals, hungry ghosts. That's a lot of realms.
Each realm represents a different level of karmic evolution.
Okay, back up a sec. Hungry ghosts. You got to tell me more about these guys. They sound kind of spooky and hungry.
Right. They're basically these beings who are stuck in a state of perpetual craving and dissatisfaction. They're always hungry, but they can never be fulfilled.
That sounds rough.
It's a kind of metaphor for those desires that we can't let go of, you know?
Whoa, that's deep. So, like, if you're super greedy or materialistic in this life, you might end up as a hungry ghost wandering around craving stuff you can't even have.
It's all about the energy you're putting out into the universe.
So it's not just about being a good person or a bad person.
Not exactly.
It's more about understanding the consequences of your actions and how they ripple out even across lifetimes.
That's a great way to put it. And this brings us to Buddhism, which also embraces the concept of reincarnation, but with a slightly different twist.
Oh, yeah.
For Buddhists, the goal isn't just to climb the karmic ladder and reach a better realm. It's about escaping the cycle of reincarnation altogether.
Oh, yeah. Breaking free from samsara.
Exactly.
So instead of trying to be reborn into a more luxurious life, Buddhists are aiming for what exactly?
Enlightenment. It's about achieving a state of pure awareness, free from attachments and desires. Imagine reaching a point where you're no longer bound by the endless cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. You've reached a state of ultimate peace and liberation called nirvana.
Nirvana, that sounds pretty amazing. No more stress, no more bills, just pure bliss. Sign me up.
That's the idea.
But, okay, enough about enlightenment for now. Let's jump back to our world tour. Did any other cultures have cool reincarnation beliefs?
Oh, absolutely. We already touched on Greek mythology.
Right.
But, you know, their stories about the underworld and the journey of souls were incredibly influential. Even though they didn't have a formal system of reincarnation, their myths hinted at the possibility of returning from the afterlife.
Like Orpheus and Eurydice.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is a classic. It's like across cultures and throughout history, humans have been fascinated by this idea of life after death and the possibility of coming back.
It's a universal theme.
So we're all just trying to figure it out.
Exactly. And for a lot of people, reincarnation offers a pretty compelling answer. It provides a framework for understanding why things happen the way they do, and it gives hope for a future beyond this one life.
I can see why it's such an enduring concept.
Yeah.
Okay, but before we wrap things up, I want to circle back to what sparked this whole deep dive in the first place.
Yeah.
Our chat about isekai anime. Why are those reincarnation stories so popular in Japan?
Well, think about it. Modern life can be pretty stressful, right?
Yeah.
Work relationships, social media, it's a lot to handle.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Isekai offers this amazing escape.
Right.
This fantasy of being reborn into a world where you can be powerful, adventurous, maybe even fall in love with a beautiful elf or something.
Yeah, it's like the ultimate wish fulfillment fantasy.
Yeah.
You get a second chance at life with superpowers and cool quests, maybe even a dragon as your ride.
Exactly. And don't forget the influence of video games.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of isekai anime borrows heavily from RPGs, levels, skills, quests. It's all there.
It's like watching your favorite video game come to life.
Mm-hmm.
I can see the appeal, but, not all isekai is sunshine and rainbows, right? Some of those stories can be a bit problematic.
You're right. It's important to be critical and recognize that while these stories can be entertaining, they can also perpetuate harmful stereotypes or oversimplify complex issues.
Yeah, good point.
It's all about enjoying the fantasy while keeping your critical thinking skills sharp.
Don't just accept everything at face value. Question those tropes, challenge those assumptions.
Exactly. Engage with the material. Think for yourself.
All right, deep divers. We've covered a lot of ground today, from the basics of reincarnation to heaven and hell, karmic realms, hungry ghosts, even a little isekai action.
It's been quite the journey. We've explored ancient wisdom, modern pop culture, and everything in between.
And we've left you with a lot to think about, right? What do you believe about the afterlife? What would your ideal reincarnation look like?
Something to ponder.
It's the ultimate mystery. Something to ponder as you sip your drink and contemplate the mysteries of existence.
Cheers to that.
And speaking of cheers, until next time, deep divers, keep those minds curious and those glasses full.